I was stuck running through emotions that you left behind. Put on that dress inside my closet that you never liked. Oh, I'm not saying you didn't hurt me at all, but it all falls away under the disco ball. Crushed heart chained to rhythm and blues, forgetting your name with every move. I'm broken, but all I wanna do is dance, dance through it, dance, dance through it. Cut me deeper, kick off my shoes, forgetting the pain with every move. I'm broken, but all I wanna do is dance, dance through it, dance, dance through it.
Good morning. Sitting outside right now. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 something. I just finished Pilates. I just oiled my hair. I'm having a pumpkin spice latte. Mom just put out this cute little like Parisian like little table kind of thing, and it's so cute, and I've just never like sat out here before. I thought, well, Toby's chewing on a stick and the sun is coming up and I'm feeling calm right now. I thought we would just take a little moment to chat, tell you what's going on in my life. I haven't been vlogging as consistently as I would like to, but some things have been going on. It's been a period of growth and change and all that fun stuff. Specifically for these past couple of days, it's been a little struggle. I did have a bit of a identity crisis. I'm sorry about the shadow. There's this just huge tree that just blocks everything. What you guys just saw was a tiny little sneak peek of what I did yesterday. We went and toured a different school from what I go to currently. Okay, I blocked the sun. Let's start 3 days ago. I've been having issues with like just my school stuff and everything in between. Like, first thing that happened was my scholarships weren't getting put on my bill, so I was delayed in getting like my billing statement and the correct amount that I owed. Again, that's not an unusual thing. It happens with most colleges. Most colleges are just very unorganized and they just don't do their jobs correctly. So that was kind of an issue that I had. And then my second issue was I planned on rooming with one of my friends, and that ended up falling through because she ended up getting put in a single dorm. I'm very jealous of her, by the way. I really want a single dorm, but there's a waiting list of like a year or so. That happened, but it ended up throwing me for a loop because now I have to room with someone completely random. And if you know me, I'm a very introverted person. I like to keep my room and my space private. I don't enjoy sharing my space with another human being unless I don't know. I mean, it just depends. Like last year I didn't like it solely because it was just really stressful and I was new to it, and obviously there's going to be changes and issues with that. During that first semester I learned that I am just not cut out to have a roommate. Granted, I was going to go back to the same situation and live with someone. There's a whole issue where I am now going to be living with someone that I don't know at all. I never had any contact with this person, and I just don't know how that's gonna go because now I have Toby. He's gonna come with me and live in the dorms with me, and if this other person doesn't like dogs or doesn't want a dog living with her, or it's just an issue. School has been really bad about getting back to us via communication because the one person that I was paired with doesn't know if she's gonna be rooming with me because she wants to room with someone else. So it's just like this constant thing of I have no idea what's going on, and I have no idea who I'm rooming with, so I have no idea who to make contact with in order to be like, look, I have a dog, like he's coming with me, he's a puppy still, he still barks, he's still trying to be potty trained, like all of these things that most people probably don't want to put up with it when they're in college. Most people at my school are big partiers or they go out all the time. I mean, I get it, that's college life. I am not like that. I don't care to party every night. I will go out on occasion if I want to, but again, I'm not a partier. I don't care to do the party thing, and I also just have a big issue with sharing space. This is kind of where this whole identity crisis kind of came in. I had a conversation with my mom a couple days ago about like living with another person, and up until recently I didn't really think about it. Well, I kind of took a night and I was just thinking about it, and I flipped out and I just got really scared. Realized that I can't do that, and I cannot live with another person, especially with Toby, who is still a puppy. You know, he needs extra supervision, and really scared, and I didn't even know if I wanted to go back. Keep in mind, this was like a couple days ago, and I've had like all of my stuff is in order at my school, so like it's kind of an issue for me to change my mind so late. I like had this whole conversation with my mom, and I was like, I don't know if I can really go back realistically. I have no one out there that I really know and I'm really close with. It's really far. I can't just come home like that. Really scary there, and I was really worried for me and Toby, because again, I was really in a not good place mentally when I was there last fall, because I just can't do a roommate thing, and I just can't share my space like that. And it's really an intimate kind of thing, because my room, especially here, is like my sanctuary. Like I go there and I know I have a spot to be by myself. And at a dorm, you don't get that ever. You don't have a space that you know you can come to and you're gonna be fine. You're not gonna have anyone intrude in your space. Like, this is a different situation, and I know every college is like this and every person goes through this, and it's something that evidently you're gonna have to deal with if you go to a big school, or you go to a school that's not near your parents or whatever, what have you. I knew this, but I didn't know it, if that makes sense. Like, I knew that this is what it entailed, but I didn't think it through. And that's what happened last year as well. It like hit me a couple days ago, and I was like, I don't think I don't want to do this. I don't even know if I want to study fashion. I don't even know if I want to be in New York. Like, I don't know anything. I don't know if I want to completely do something different. Like, I don't know. I really don't want to go. Like, right at that moment, I did not want to go. I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do, whether that take a semester off or take a year off, and go to Columbia, which is a school in Chicago, and that was one of my choices when I was applying for schools and whatever. My mom like dropped everything and came with me to do a tour yesterday, and we ended up going to see Columbia again. We did a whole tour of that school because they do have a fashion studies program. It's more of a liberal arts based school, like very dance, music, theater, like all of those different majors you can do there. I might have been there before. I did their accepted students day, like when I was applying for school or whatever. I ended up really liking it. I really liked the dorms, for one thing, are apartment style, so they have a kitchen, a separate bathroom, separate bedroom, so it's really nice. They have a common room, just really nice dorm. And they also do make an effort to make sure you get a single dorm if you potentially have an ESA or whatever. We talked to admissions, whatever. And that was really great. I have tons and tons of different like hobbies you can do. Like, you can make pottery. They have tons of pottery. They have 3D printers everywhere. They have dance studios. They have sticker printing studios. Like, the school is freaking massive, and I didn't realize how many buildings and how many dorm buildings they had. They have 3 dorm buildings. They have so many different departments for each of their majors. It's a huge school, and I didn't realize that, and I actually really enjoy just the thought of being able to like branch out from fashion studies and doing something different. I did really enjoy it, but the whole time I kept thinking of New York and how I have unfinished business there, and I really did not give it the chance that I think it deserves. I think the only reason I'm doing that is because of the dorm situation. It's upsetting that the only thing that's holding me back is the dorm situation. I can't help the kind of person I am, and I'm not gonna change that. I'm gonna make a more effort to branch out for sure. I'm going to make an effort to be considerate and maybe make this person that I room with like a friend or acquaintance. I don't care. It just needs to be something civil, and I need to make sure that we can live in a small space and coexist, especially with Toby, because it makes it even smaller. Like, I just want to be respectful of her, but also like I want to make sure that we both know the boundaries and our non-negotiables and all that stuff. Literally, it might be crazy for this, but I made a housing agreement, like a roommate agreement, and I just put like a bunch of different like things in there that like are my non-negotiables and like all that stuff, because I don't care if I'm crazy, but at the end of the day, like, this is stuff that we need to get out of the way, like trash duties and cleaning duties and what time you wake up and what time you go to bed, and are you a partier, and do you want to form a relationship with Toby? Like, do you even want to like care to like associate with him? Like, all of those things need to be addressed. So I think that a housing contract or a housing agreement is a good idea. So I don't know, I just think, in my opinion, that that's something that I think is important, and I think you need to get those things out of the way once you move in with someone random, because again, you don't know their lifestyle and they don't know yours, so you want to be respectful of it. I'm hoping that this does not make me sound like a crazy person or she thinks I'm just psychotic, but again, I have my issues that I have to take care of myself, and this is one of those ways that I think I can manage being in a double dorm like this. I also just like went through every single thing that I could possibly do to make it better than it was last year. To say last year was excruciatingly painful, it wasn't. I was just really unprepared. For example, like if there is a day where I just cannot physically stand being in the dorm that day, I go and book a hotel for a night, or I like stay for 2 nights, or whatever it has. I can do that. Like I have the option to go somewhere and book a hotel. There's hotels right down the block from me. Like it doesn't have to be something crazy. It just needs to be something I can guarantee have a space by myself. I think that's something that I didn't think of before. And I also, even though like I do live pretty far away from New York, again, it's a 2-hour plane ride. If I did really need to go home, I could be home in the day, and I could be home in 2, 3, 4 hours. Like it's not something that I will not be able to go home if I really, really need to. Like, it's a 2-hour plane ride. Granted, plane tickets are expensive, but like at the end of the day, it's money. That sounds really insensitive and like rude of me, but like it'll come back. That's what I keep telling myself. There are ways that I can kind of make this situation manageable until I potentially go and get a single dorm outside of my residence hall, because they do have a bunch of different student living all over the city, and they have multiple different buildings. And I did look into this, but it's really expensive right now, and they don't have a lot of single dorms left. So I think if I stick it out for my fall semesters, like 4-ish months, stick it out, and then I go stay in a single dorm my spring semester and see what happens. But again, there's options that I've been looking at, and this has just been really a period of time where I'm just kind of thinking every single scenario through and figuring out what needs to happen and how I can make myself comfortable living in this situation. Because if I don't have a comfortable living situation, I'm not going to do well in school. I'm going to be constantly stressed out, and I just don't want to deal with that. I want to focus on school, and I want to take as many opportunities they can and learn from them and join clubs and do schools, like all of that school stuff that I never took advantage of last year. I need to this year, and really just step it up and figure out stuff, because I have to get a job, I have to get an internship. All of these things are things that I need to start moving and grooving on. So a lot of it has been thought through, and I'm still thinking stuff through, where I literally have my laptop after I'm filming this, and I'm just going to go through everything that needs to be done, because there is so much stuff I need to get done before I leave. So I just have so much stuff to figure out and so much stuff to work through, and I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, I need to grow up, and this is an adult thing that I need to learn. But yeah, it's just been a roller coaster of a past couple of days, and just weeks in general leading up to school is always really stressful. So yeah, but I think that's basically like my main topic is school, but I just needed to like talk through it, and I know that college is so stressful for everyone, so I feel like if this helped you, my job is done. I learned from my trauma. It's not really trauma, I'm just dramatic. Yeah, I leave in like 2.5, 3 weeks almost. I'm doing pretty good. Just gonna take one day at a time. I'm gonna drink my coffee, figure out my life, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little video.